June 2024, the air in Kenya hummed with the digital discontent, not in the halls of power, but on the screens held by a generation known as Gen Z. The proposed Finance Bill 2024 became the unexpected lightning rod, a document that threatened to tighten the economic noose on already struggling households. From digital whispers of frustration, a powerful online movement began to coalesce. Hashtags became battle cries, and a generation often dismissed as apathetic found its collective voice. The digital anger soon spilled onto the asphalt. Young Kenyans, organizing largely through social media, staged their first demonstrations. These weren't the traditional political rallies of the past. They were organic, decentralized, fueled by a shared sense of injustice. The government's initial response, a show of force, arrest and tear gas, proved to be a miscalculation. Instead of deterring the youth, it galvanized them, transforming online outrage into a tangible, unified movement, their rallying call being leaderless, tribeless, and partyless.
Article 43 of the Constitution has not been implemented. Article 43 of the Constitution guarantees us right to food, right to employment, right to healthcare, right to what? Education. Did I mention education? Right to security. What kind of security are we getting here?
As Parliament moved closer to passing the contentious bill, the protest intensified. On June 20th, a pivotal and tragic moment occurred. Rex Kanyeki Masai, a young voice among the many, was shot and killed during the demonstrations in Nairobi. His death sent shockwaves across the nation, transforming a political protest into a deeply personal struggle. Rex became a symbol of the government's heavy-handed response and further fueled the resolve of the young protesters.
At least 17 people have been injured.
People are confirmed dead.
At least 6 people have been killed in clashes between police and demonstrators.
June 25th, 2024 marked an unprecedented moment in Kenyan history. Fueled by weeks of online organizing and the tragic loss of life, thousands of young Kenyans descended upon Parliament as the final vote on the finance bill loomed. Inside, as the contentious bill was controversially passed on the floor of the National Assembly, opposition members of Parliament walked out in protest, refusing to legitimize a process they deemed unrepresentative. Outside, defying heavy security, protesters breached the seemingly impenetrable walls of the National Legislative Heart. Scenes of chaos unfolded as protesters occupied the parliamentary grounds, a powerful display of people power and a stark indictment of the disconnect between the government and its citizens.
You told them they would get free sanitary pads. You promised them jobs. Today you are telling them to go to Saudi Arabia to be made, to wash dishes for Arabs. We are saying no.
Use this. These are innocent children who are fighting for their right. I think the president should say, yeah, rais ana watoto. Rais yuko na watoto. Polisi wanaua. Angalia kijana hapa ameuawa.
Baya wanarusha hadi mawe. Kisha wanatia gas wanatupa hadi mawe. Na tia gas imekuwa mingi. Kuna wengine walipuka hapo inararua watu kwa rua. Ukiwa karibu naye za kuumiza hata inaweza rarua hata tumbo yako.
I have attended to 3 gunshot wound patients.
The unprecedented breach of Parliament was met with a brutal response. Security forces unleashed a wave of force, and the price of dissent was paid by young lives. Rex Kanyeki Masai, Erickson Chalo Mutisia, Shakil Ramsfield Obienge. Their names became synonymous with the struggle, but they were not alone. Abdi Kadir, Evans Kiratu, Eric Shieni, David Chege, Bisley Kamau, Ibrahim Kamau, and young 12-year-old Kennedy Onyango, and many others joined the tragic list of those who lost their lives. Their sacrifices cast a long shadow over the nation, a painful reminder of the human cost of political decisions. The statistics, the news reports, the historical accounts, they can only tell part of the story. To truly understand the impact of those days, we must hear the voices of those left behind. The parents of Kennedy Onyango, robbed of their 12-year-old son.
Kennedy Onyango ni kijana wangu third born. kwa kati ya watoto wangu. Kwa maisha yake ama kwa hii familia, Kennedy ndiye alikuwa active. Juu nina wawili wagonjwa wako na sickle cell anemia. Kwa vijana, nina vijana wawili, ni Kennedy huyo na mdogo huyo ako na sickle cell. Akienda shule term moja ama wiki moja, hii wiki ingine ni mgonjwa, amelala. Last year kama term 2 yote akukanyaga shule, alienda tu first term, second term hivyo. Alikuwa tu kwa nyumba. Sasa Kennedy ndiye alikuwa tumaini yangu.
Alilia haki, tupate haki ya Kennedy. Tumejaribu mara mingi kutoka hiyo last year, lakini hakuna kitu imefanyika. Hao watu wenye wako kwa viongozi ni kama wanatusikia na wanajifanya hatusikii. Sasa kilio yetu ni kama haina maana kwao. Sasa sisi tunaomba tu wakae wenye wako na utu. Wasikuwe tu ni kama wanatusikia na wanajifanya ile kitu tunasema haina maana. Mpaka wanaenda wanasema watu wanakufa, lakini tuna move on. Nilisikia mwingine alisema hivyo wakati ile blood parliament ilitolewa na watu wa BBC.
The mother of Erickson Kialo, remembering a life full of promise, cut short.
Tuuma sana. Ilituuma sana. Eric nikikumbuka tu hiyo last moments nilikuwa na yeye.
The family and friends of Shakil Obienge grappling with the seamlessness of his death.
Shakil was 21. Yeah. He was born in 11th of February 2003. So he died when he was 21 years old. He was still young.
Their grief, their resilience, their call for justice. These are the echoes that continue to resonate.
Mimi hata siku hiyo mimi naomba Mungu tu anipee nguvu nikiingia kwa hiyo koti. Juu obvious nitaongea na acha niwaambie ukweli.
Sasa tunapitia hali ngumu tangu watutoke. Haijakuwa rahisi. Saa zingine tunafikiria ni mtu ameenda tu kutembea ama kucheza na wenzake atakuja.
Because even many people have told me to remove that kitchen over there, but I haven't removed it. It's just a sign of memory. So the emptiness in that house, nobody nanipiga baridi, of which I'm intending before to find the first memorial, I shift from that house.
Beyond those who were killed, many young Kenyans faced a more insidious threat. Abduction. Activists, organizers, even prominent social media voices vanished from their homes and or the streets, only to reappear days or weeks later, often bearing signs of torture and trauma. Billy Mwangi was one such voice. His father, Gerald Mwangi Karicha, made a heartbreaking plea in court, a desperate cry for his son's release that captured the nation's agony.
My wife has collapsed. She has collapsed so many times. Yes. I did not come with the hand because I cannot be able to handle it. So when I look around the courtyard, I cannot see my son. I thought he is here. Seriously, who took my son and where is my son?
Activists like Osamo Tero and Bob Njagi experienced the chilling reality of forced disappearance firsthand. Their stories of being taken, held in secret, and interrogated without due process reveal a dark side of the state's response, a deliberate attempt to silence the voices of dissent.
In the event that it is the government which abducted this boy, over this social media trash, mimi naomba serikali yetu, mimi serikali nilifanyia campaign ile hujaiona. Tukiwa na gavana sisi Rebalile anaweza sema hapa tulifanyia hii serikali campaign mpaka ikashida. Na iliposhida mimi naomba Ruto president, mimi namuomba tafadhali Ruto, mimi nikubuka mimi mzee, kama ni wewe uko na hiyo kijana, kama ni serikali iko na hiyo kijana, tafadhali mimi naomba aachiliwe.
In the immediate aftermath of the parliamentary breach and the tragic casualties, President William Ruto initially condemned the events, vowing a swift and decisive response.
Most regrettably, today's attack on Kenya's constitutional order has resulted in the loss of lives, also destruction of property and desecration of institutions and emblems of our sovereignty. Today's events mark a critical turning point on how we respond to grave threats to our national security. I assure the nation that the government has mobilized all resources at the nation's disposal to ensure that a situation of this nature will not recur again at whatever cost.
1 year on, the echoes of June 2024 reverberate through Kenya. The protests against the finance bill were more than just a rejection of a tax law. They were an awakening. A generation found its power, its voice, and its willingness to fight for a future they believe in. The memory of those who were lost, the stories of those who were silenced, serve as a powerful reminder that the fight for a just and equitable society is an ongoing